I just level up the stage.
All right, I'm here. All right, welcome to the What's Your Question podcast. I'm on the hunt for the most powerful questions that'll give me the most powerful changes in my life and the lives of others. So what's your question?
I got champion DNA. Turn my worries into plays. I don't fold, I'm not a pig. I just level up the stage. I got champion DNA.
Okay, 1 2 1 2 1 2. It's your boy. I'm back. Man, it seemed like it been a long time, right? But it's only been a couple of days, right? A lot has happened last week, man. Let's just recap last week. Last week's question, right? Welcome to another edition of What's Your Question podcast, where I'm on the hunt for the most powerful questions, right? To give me the most powerful answers to help me in my life and the lives of others. And I'm going to be the guinea pig. Y'all just along for the ride. They're just along for the ride, man, because I'm still got to chop this thing up, but I still got to press on, man, until I can see the wind scar. I still got to press on until I can see that, right? So last week's question was, what was last week's question? Let's just go back and check it out. I know what it was. It was on habit number 4, win-win, or win-win versus compromise. Now that question says, how is win-win better than compromise? That was a question for last week. Then this week, it's going to be a different question. Okay. How is win-win better than compromise? And the deal was compromise is that I give up something, you give up something, and we just kind of meet in the middle, but we never really got what we wanted. So win-win will mean that now instead of the pie being finite, that's the whole idea around it, is that the pie is now infinite. Not only is it, because I can still keep this same size pie, but now when I turn it over, I can have a thin crust, thick crust, deep dish. You see what I'm saying? That's what the difference was. So I was going through all last week. It's going win-win, trying to help the other. What can I put the situation up where both people kind of get what they want, right? How could I do that where both people kind of get what they want? So I couldn't find a whole lot of ways to do that until say my neighbor, he's got a dog. We got cats. His dog get over here on a regular basis, right? His dog think he owns our lot, right? So I prayed to God, I said, man, maybe I should put up electric fence. Maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. Maybe I should go over there and rough him up. All kinds of stuff was coming in my mind. I said, you know what? This week's supposed to be win-win. How can both of us get what we want? Right? And that's what this week's question gonna help. But I knew that he's got a dog. Dog want to get out and rummage around, right? I understand that you want to let him out for some fresh air, cause but I'm thinking I want to get out, get some fresh air as well too. But I don't want to be disturbed, right? So now I'm still into this. So I said, okay, pray to the Lord. Say, Lord, come on, help me. I know there's some Bible stories out there, something like that. And one that came to mind was, Joseph, of course, he got roughed up, but this one guy had some bad neighbors. His neighbor, he would dig a well, this neighbors would come and put rocks in his well. He didn't go after him, he just dug another well. Then they'll come put rocks in that well. So he just dug another well. So he took it upon himself to do corrective measures. So I said, Lord, so I got to take it upon myself, put a fence up. My wife, I said, then my ego said, why should I put up a fence, right? He didn't want to say he's going to put a fence up, right? But my wife had been wanting a privacy fence anyway. You see what I'm saying? So I'm leaning more toward, that's okay. If I put the fence up, we kind of both win. But now I went a step further. I said, hey, look, why don't I just go ahead and research some alternatives to where his dog can be out more often, but not in our yard. So I researched the top 10 collars and stuff like that and put together a little proposal. I got it right here. So that's what I was doing, right? So I'm trying to figure out a way where both of us could win. But now his dog can be out even more. See? And then also be keeping the peace with the neighbors. We both get that's a win-win. I think that's a win-win. Now, but then when I came up on this week's question, also too, me and my wife, we did our first maiden flight to Georgia and back since my daughter's a flight attendant. Okay, she's a flight attendant, so parents get to fly for free. So we said, hey, let's just fly over to Atlanta and fly back. In the grand scheme of things, the time to get there and get back was probably longer than driving, but I wasn't driving. You see what I'm saying? Just to go to Atlanta and back. If I'm just going to Atlanta and back, you see what I'm saying? But anyway, so we did that, right? And then while we was down there, we got a chance to ride in the Waymo, the driverless cars, right? So we got in there, got that experience. I really did like that experience. To get inside a Uber or taxi, whatever, and not have to talk to nobody. Even though it's close quarters. We had the whole cabin to ourselves. We played whatever kind of music we want to play. It did all the driving, man. Even the bums wouldn't walk up to a driverless car because it ain't no driver. So we didn't even have to get disturbed. Man, I really like that. I really like that. But anyway, so we kept going. And now I'm thinking about this week's question because I still want, I'm thinking these 7 habits of highly effective people is going to help me in this season, in this real world application, right? Because one thing I said I was going to have to do, and I started on it, got off of it, started on it, got off of it, that I was going to get to know all my neighbors. My daughter, them, they know all their neighbors, right? That's what they do. But me, I hadn't done it yet, right? So I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to get to know all my neighbors. I'm going to get to know all my neighbors. Okay, so here we go. This week's question. All right. This week's question is how, oh, hold on. Ain't no win-win. I'm on this one. Hold on. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. It's habit number 5. This week's question is habit number 5. What does seek first to understand, then to be understood mean? That's habit number 5. Now, based on the question, I mean, you can kind of see what's going on. Then when I read that, I said, man, I'm going to have to apply that. Because first of all, when I go talk to my neighbors, my neighbor and all my other neighbors, that's what I should be doing. Now, I just want to do an introduction. It's not an emotive behind it, right? I think it should be more harmonious. Then I get to dive into deeper why I haven't done this sooner, right? I know it's some things, it's some old programming and stuff like that like, I want everybody in my business. I kind of grew up where everybody knew everybody, but everybody was in everybody's business too. So, and I think, but some of it's got to do with, you know, keeping up with the Joneses, right? I don't want them to see how I live, right? Per se, you see what I'm saying? I don't know, right? That's probably what it is, but I'm coming up on some stuff, right? I'm coming up on some stuff. These questions is going to help me cut through that falseness because I believe that there's the connection is in the relationships. I know that's where the power is. The devil wants to divide and conquer. We should become united. And I know one of the things is that sometimes, I don't want to get to know my neighbors so much because then they want to borrow some sugar. You know what I'm saying? Hey, can I get some sugar? And then I'm kind of like, man, I don't want to give you no sugar. You know what I'm saying? And then I kind of scared that now they may want to hang out over my house all the time. And I don't want that. But something got to change. But anyway, okay. All right, we're going to start this thing on. You see what I'm saying? So we get deep. All right. What does that even mean? See, first to understand. This question is so powerful because it doesn't merely ask, how do I communicate better? It asks, who must I become in order to understand another person before demanding they understand me? I slipped that word in there, demanding, but I know later on it's going to be a request, a softness. It's going to be more of a reciprocity that's built in. You see what I'm saying? So we're going to get to that. Most people enter conversations to protect their position, to prove their point, to correct the other person. I've been working on this for a while, right? This all listen. I'm in sales, so I want to turn my listening ear up even higher. And the only way I can turn my listening ear up even higher is to come from a what's the word I want to use? Come from abundance. Yeah, I want to come from abundance. It doesn't mean agreeing with them. This is the part I like. It don't mean I agree with them, but I understand enough that I can say, yeah, this is good, that they can say, yeah, this is exactly what I mean. Or they want to move to, hey, man, you understand what I'm talking about? Yeah, I understand what you're talking about. I mean, I agree with what you're talking about, but I understand what you're talking. That's a powerful thing right there. Sometimes people we scared that we gonna be persuaded, so we don't listen to understand somebody. We thinking in our mind, go ahead. I mean, I ain't changing, man. He ain't changing my mind. That's what we do sometimes, right? I do that a lot, right? But I want to listen. I want to understand genuinely. Okay, it invites personal examination rather than memorization. What did Stephen Covey mean? What does this principle require from me? It forces me to examine my listening habits. Do I listen to understand or to answer? Do I interrupt? Do I assume I already know what the other person means? Do I become defensive when corrected? Do I hear the other person's words but miss the emotion behind the words? Do I need to be right more than I need to understand? Hey, that was one of our questions a long time ago. Do I want to be right or do I want to be happy? Yeah, that was one of the questions. That was a good question. Hey, man, you got to understand. That was a good question. That was a good question. Okay, that was a good question. Then Covey did not say wait to understand. Covey says seek. It's active. I'm asking questions. I'm looking. I'm asking questions. What is this person experiencing? What are they afraid of? What do they value? In our business, we call that needs assessment. But I'm really looking. I'm really looking. I really want to know. So to see if what I have or what I know can help this person, maybe not. Maybe we can't agree on. But see, the last week's question, win-win, the strong part about that was win-win or no deal. So I'm going to listen to it. And Stephen Covey's thing, he said, man, that the listening part, it's almost it's liberating to the person to be. See, the deal is now they need to be known that they seen, that they hear you. Hey, you see me, you understand me, man. You ain't just like everybody else. Yeah, I see it. I see it. I see it. What they need, but they may not know how to express. What information they may be missing. Okay, a seeking listener searches for the world behind the words. I like that. It's a whole world behind the words. And it's not saying, are you hearing me? Because like you say, sometimes people can't articulate what they really want to say. They may be embarrassed. So they throw these hints out. Think you should. Now, my wife used to do that a lot, right? She'd throw these hints out and I'd be like, you know what? I didn't catch it, right? I ain't caught the hint, but now I got to be looking. And I be thinking, sometimes you be thinking, man, I got to be doing all this said out, right? But we always get some hints because there's still some eggshells in there. And I'm trying to get rid of these eggshells in the relationship. And these questions right here, it's going to help me do it for sure. Am I afraid of making a bad decision or looking foolish? When the employee resists an assignment, the surface issue may appear to be the attitude. I don't understand the expectations. And am I afraid of failing? That could be it. But we got to look. I don't know what that means. I don't know what direction we kind of going in here. But first to understand, that may be the most important word in the entire habit. First establishes the proper order. I'm going to understand them first. I can explain myself. I can defend myself. I can correct you. I can tell you what you're doing wrong. That's normally what I do. That's normally the first thing I do. But first, when I come in, if there's a problem, man, you did this wrong, man. You chopped that up wrong. That wasn't what place to do. What's going on with you, right? That's what I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna ask. I slow down. Number one, deep breath, box breathing, 4 in, hold for 4, out for 4, hold for 4, in for 4. Like that. I listen for the facts and the emotions. And it's going to take some time. I mean, you got to understand, kind of what folks feeling. And most folks kind of feeling the same thing. Most of the time, some kind of fear going on. I'm not, because when the fear based, I mean, I just see it, man. I just see it. Then I explain my point of view. Now, here's the deal. Because I be thinking, man, if I'm going to let this person talk, then when I'm gonna get my turn? I mean, I had it happen one time, man. I tell you what happened one time. This guy pulled an okie doke on me, man. This guy was a master of this, man. I liked it. I studied him, man. He used to play professional basketball, so they had skills. He had skills on a high level, see. And one of his things is to stay on task but distract everybody else. And that's what he did. I was just sitting there chilling, right? So he comes up, he starts a little argument. That's his MO. See, that's the MO. I noticed that. He just come up, whatever it is, he just push the button, starts a nice little fire, little argument up, right? And so he going, man, no, you crazy, this and that, and all this. I'm listening to him going, no. He said, let me tell you my stuff first, right? He said that, right? So I said, okay, I'm gonna get my turn. Then guess what? In the middle of the conversation, he leaves. I'm sitting there, man, I ain't even told my side of the story. Man, where you at? So I was off base. I mean, I'm walking around like, man, I can't wait till this next conversation up, man. I'm ironing it out. I'm getting it all together. Guess what? It never came back up, right? Then, because I realized what had just happened, man. It took me like 3 hours. I realized what happened. I said, man, that was a move he just put on me. That was a move. That was a straight up fake. It's straight fake, man. And from that point, man, I started observing, man. I started getting excited, right? I was getting excited because now I was seeing techniques used on a high level, right? On the next high level. I said, man, this is the level. Man, now I run into somebody that been on the high level. Man, them techniques was awesome. I'm just sitting there looking, man, dissecting that thing like we doing these questions. That's good stuff. Remember that the next time you get into a argument, somebody come up and they argue with you, man. You just come up with it. You gotta have these skills already ready in place. Me, I'm not gonna engage. They was doing something the other day, and I been sitting there listening. My ego just trying to get out, just fight them. I was like, man, look, I ain't doing it. I can easily turn it. And sometimes I turn around and I just stare, but I keep my mouth shut. Keep your mouth shut, turn back around, let them handle it, let them handle it, let them handle it. You see what I'm saying? That's what we're working on. We're working on that control of being distracted. That's the biggest thing right now, just being distracted. Okay. You will get an opportunity to speak, but you will not control the opening of this conversation. Okay. Understanding is deeper than hearing. Understanding captures the fact, the feeling, the meaning, the person's perspective, the assumptions. Is it good to write notes? Sometimes I may write a few little notes on them. One thing you do is just repeat it back to them to make sure that you got it down pat. I'm always doing something. I'm never, let's say this is an example, right? You're always doing something. You never sit down with me. Surface response might be, that's not true. I sat down with you Tuesday. I responded literally accurate with words while missing the emotional message. I mean, why are you saying that? I can say, it sounds like you have been feeling disconnected from me and would like more time when I'm fully present. That's different. That is. Now, I don't know if I got them kind of words right there, but that is what they basically saying, because you be like, man, what you bitch saying? I don't spend no time with you. We just left over there. We just spent like 3 hours. Because sometimes my wife be like, man, when you come home? When you come home? And when I get home, right? She like doing everything. She just like me in the house, right? You know how it is. You just like them being around. Just in the house. Because she doing all the other stuff. And then I want to sit beside. Oh, don't be, hey, I got to do something. What you doing? Hey. I got all this set up right here. She all busy doing all kind of stuff. I say, man, why? But that's what she want, right? She wants you to just be there. Okay. Then means my opportunity to speak come after I have done the work of understanding. Now, what if that work of understanding, this just popped in my head, it says after I've done the work of understanding, what if that's like 3 days, 3 months? What if it's taking me a long time to understand? Do I get a chance to say my point of view? So that means I got to stay present enough to understand and repeat back to them even quicker, hone my skills of understanding. People often repeat themselves because they do not feel heard. Once they genuinely feel understood, their emotional intensity frequency decreases. They become more capable of hearing another's perspective. Then to be understood, you are still responsible for communicating your position. I still got to communicate my position. Because to leave it hanging like that, just let them, I still got to communicate mine. I still want to communicate mine. I'm going to communicate mine. But how would I do that? It's not remaining silent. It's not avoiding disagreement. It's not letting others control you. It's not accepting mistreatment. It's not agreeing with false information or abandoning my boundaries or becoming a people pleaser. Sometimes we'll listen to understand somebody just so they can vent. Man, I don't let nobody vent on me. Don't drop no garbage on me neither. Man, I walked away. I walk away, man. I learned how I got my tool of excusing myself. If I don't like what's going on with the conversation, I quickly excuse myself. You can always act like you caught a phone call, right? You can always do, or you can go ahead and set your exit up before the conversation even begins. You set your exit up. I got customers do that all the time, right? That's what they do all the time. When I greet them, man, they come on a lot. They go ahead and set the exit up. I ain't got much time. I need to be getting back to work. Oh, okay. That's the exit. That's how you set it up. That's how you set it up. Just in case they have to leave, right? In case they don't see what they want, they already got their exit set up. Well, I gotta set my exit up in every conversation. Why not set it up? I may say this. I understand why that situation felt unfair to you. Now I would like to explain to you what I was considering when I made that decision. That sounds like, hey, look, I'm asking for that permission. That sounds more defensive, but let's see what this other one say. Or I hear that you need more connection. I also need some uninterrupted time to complete my responsibilities as well. Let's find a solution that respects both our needs. That's win-win. I like that one. I like that one right there. I hear what you're saying, right? I hear what you're saying. Let's see if we can find a solution that both of us can kind of get the both of. Hey, let's just set aside that time. All right, I like that. I like that. Self-expression without understanding can become aggression. Yes. If I really don't understand what they're talking about. Now, the key thing is, how do they know I understand? That's going to be the key thing. Why this question is so powerful? The ego wants to be right, respected, acknowledged, and protected. When someone challenges you, my mind quickly produces a defense. They don't understand. They don't know what happened. Let me explain. They blaming me. I need to correct this immediately. It converts conflict into information. Habit 5 converts conflict into information. Okay, this question also exposes blind spots. Brain naturally filters situations through my history, my expectation, my fears, my beliefs. I mean, you could be completely sincere and still be incomplete. My perspective, I already know, or I may know part of the story. Let me discover the rest. Now, I ain't gonna tell them I know everything. I mean, sometimes you be thinking, man, I already know what's going on here, man. I already got my rebuttal already lined up. But it could be different. Because sometimes, that's what I learned with my wife now, seeking first to understand to be understood. Sometimes people don't even, people just want to get their side of the story out. Hey, They may have just been in another situation where they was in an argument, that person walked off and they never got a chance to get they wasn't never heard, they wasn't never understood. They understood them, but then they never got completed. So they may just be coming to you to complete that. And not necessarily, they bring you into it, but not necessarily need you to do anything. So I could seek to understand somebody. They just want to be understood. And I don't even have to have position. I ain't even think about that. I ain't even thinking they could just be complete. Because sometimes when you listen to somebody, they'll be like, okay, they heard. I got that off my chest. You know what? I don't know what we was talking about, but let's do business. Let's go ahead and get it. Let's go ahead and get it done. I know that, yeah. You also increase your influence by listening and understanding people. Since, especially in this day and age, that's social media. People want to be understood. They want to be seen. The new identity from defender to discoverer. That's right. From reactor to interpreter. From answer giver to question asker. My value also comes from asking the questions that reveal the real issue. I want to be a ninja at that. From controller to connector, from approval seeker to grounded communicator. Yes. This is the habit. That's what I want to know. How can this habit help me transcend human intelligence? And transcend for people, we got to define our terms. But transcend means to go beyond my limit, right? And not everybody. My limit is right here. I want to transcend my human intelligence. Now I want to go this next level type thinking to get above that thing. I want to go outside the limits that's been put on me. I want to go outside those limits. Okay, here you go. Level 1, reactive intelligence. Meaning somebody say something, I just say something straight back. That ain't true. Strategic intelligence. Let me ask a few questions before I answer. Emotional intelligence. Let me recognize the emotions. Relational intelligence. Let me recognize the quality of the relationship affects the quality of the solution. I mean, I know that. So I ask what can I ask? What response will increase truth, trust, and mutual understanding? So I got to be thinking. Level 5, interrogative intelligence. At this level, I can hold two apparent competing truths at the same time. That's what I like. So now it ain't one or the other, man, because I am. If I am, don't matter what it is, I am. Just like, because don't nothing solidify, right? At one time, I can hold two truths. I can understand why you're disappointed, and I can still maintain my decision. I understand why you're disappointed, but hey, that's my decision though. That's it. Your concern is valid, and my boundary is also valid. See what I'm saying? I like this. I may have had good intentions, and my actions may still have caused harm. That's right. You see how they flip that around? Now I'm on the opposing end that I may have good intentions, man, but it's still somebody's got hurt. I could come to grips with that. I like that. A practical habit 5 method, pausing my internal attorney. I do not need to defend myself during this first minute. I'm a pause the attorney. Johnny Cochran, hold up, Johnny. Hold up. Just wait 1 second. Let's hear what they're saying, right? This I may not even have to even hire you for this. I know you're trying to get that $150, that $200 an hour. I mean, I can save that money. Hold on a second. Ask for their view. Use questions such as, help me understand what concerns you the most. Let me help you. I like that. That's a good question. What did the situation look like from your perspective? What did you see? I mean, what did you see? I just want to see how you looking at the thing. What part bothered you the most? What were you hoping would happen? What do you feel I'm missing? What point do you feel I'm missing? That's a good question. That's a good question. That's a good question, man. That's good stuff. What do you feel I'm missing? Why are you overreacting? Oh, yeah. I knew that tone sounded different. It's a, hey, these are questions to avoid because they disguise accusations. Okay. I ain't gonna even go over the question to avoid. Because I'm one of these things, man. When I was back in Toastmasters, right? They taught this about the positive role model. I ain't gotta know the wrong way of the things not to do. Tell me the things that I got to do, and if I do those, they take care of themselves. That's the one thing. It's the one thing, man. I don't even know all these rules and regulations of what not to do. Tell me what I got to do. Then I focus on them, because if I hit them, I ain't gonna do them other things anyway. But that's good stuff, man. That's good stuff right there. Listen in 4 layers. Facts, what happened. Feelings, what emotions are being expressed. Meaning, what are they making the situation mean? What listen to the meaning. What are they making the situation mean? Not what the situation is what are they making it mean? See, we are this is a meaning making machine up here. And whatever happens, I clap my hand. Bow. What does that mean? I can have a meaning. Somebody else can have a meaning. Somebody can say, man, he meaning to get our attention. Other guy say, man, he meaning to congratulate somebody. See what I'm saying? Same thing. Everybody making meanings. I like that. Man, we've been getting some good questions here. Man, we've been getting into, I know y'all looking at me, right? I know you're looking at me because I hadn't dived into the social media and dug out questions out and yeah, I'm gonna get it now, man. You know I'm gonna do it. You know I'm gonna do it. I'm at a point now, man. I'm just trying to roll with the momentum and not get distracted as much, right? I don't know how I do it now. I want to get enough questions under my belt, man, so I got the momentum going. You know what I'm saying? Okay, let me make sure I reflect what you heard. This is the deal. This is the key. Let me make sure I understand. Then I'm going to summarize. Okay? You felt that the decision was made without considering the work you had already done, and that made you feel overlooked. Is that accurate? I'm going to tell you one thing, too. This Now, I got practice. I got something in this, right? Because if I'm sitting in front of somebody, fine. If if I was at a meeting or something like that, here's what I'm gonna do from now on. When I'm at every meeting, I'm gonna record it. And then I'm gonna go back, especially if it's something, I'm gonna say, hey, look, let's just record this thing. Let's put it all down, especially if we in a group meeting or something like that. I'm recording that. And then now I got my notes and all. I'm gonna use AI to get all the notes, get the nuggets out of there, do the minutes and all that stuff, do the summary. And man, a guy hit me up the other day. He said, man, look, I just listened to this comedian now, man. You heard that story on YouTube? Now, I know where this guy at. We're trying to inch him along, right? I'm trying to get him on the AI bandwagon. I say, man, so what you learn out of that? He said, well, shoot, man, I mean, I got the stuff, man, but I don't know what to do. I said, yeah, that's what I'm trying to tell you, man. But I got the secret, man. It's still the same. I'm giving you the same answer. So I told him, got back. I said, man, I know what. I supposed to applauded him on even seeking me out for that. I said, send me the video. So he sent me the video. I got AI to chop it up, give me the 10 thing. Then I told him, I said, man, look, next time we together, I checked that comedian out. Let me drop some nuggets on him. He was like, man, I ain't got the time because you like talk a long time. I said, bruh, 2 minutes. So I finally hemmed him up, 2 minutes. Bruh, I ain't gonna, and here you go. Took like 4, because I was saying to myself, he gotta want to do it. You can't want it for them. They gotta be to a point where they looking and reaching for it. You see what I'm saying? But anyway, I dropped it out to him. But the AI went through there and chopped it up. I showed him. I said, man, this is what you use the AI for, to chop it up like that. And then see what else I could do. He said, man, I didn't know it could do like that. Even though I had already told him, right? I had already told him I knew he could do it like that. But our brains will block it out. It'll erase it. Now, even though I shared that with him, it still may be too big, still may be too heavy for him to handle. Still may not be, because that's a step 20. I'm still trying to get them down to step 1, but the brain distracting them on step 20, just like me. I may be on step 20 on something. I still got to go ahead and push them DMs out tonight too to get back on my AI track because I got off, baby. I got off. Yep, I did. I got to get back on because I ran into a fear of messing up. I ran into a fear of messing up, and it was only fake, false evidence appearing real. It was fake. I know. And I got to get rid of a lot of clothes too. Good stuff. I got to get rid of a lot of good stuff. Stuff that my brain telling me I can sell on Poshmark. Yeah. You know how that go, right? Yeah. Okay. Then I asked what I missed, right? Okay, here's the summary. You felt the decision was made without considering the work you had already done, and that made you feel overlooked. Is that accurate? Yes, that's it accurate. It is that accurate. I'm asking, is that accurate? Because I'm letting them know, hey, look, I was listening, man. Is that accurate? Then I even after summarizing, ask, what am I still missing? You keep going, man, till they just go out. What am I still missing? What point I ain't getting? What point you think I'm not getting? Then I repeat it back to them. I like this. This is good stuff, man. I like the way this is broke. Man, these 7 habits, man. I like the way it's broke down. Then here's the deal. Then I'm gonna gain permission to share my view. I'm gonna say, would you be open to hearing what the situation looked like from my side? Would you be open? Because if I did do a good enough job, that's yeah. Small step change, man. Would you be open? Then I express myself clearly. The helpful structure is when blank happened. I interpret it as blank. I felt what I need moving forward is blank. Okay, let's see what this example looked like. When the customers was reassigned without anyone speaking to me, I interpreted as though my previous work did not matter. I felt frustrated and embarrassed. Moving forward, I would like us to check the customer history before changing ownership. I remember this conversation, but I didn't know I threw it in chat. Now, how did it pick that up? I don't remember. I remember this conversation actually happened, but I don't remember throwing this in chat for any reason. I need to ask it. How did it know about this conversation right here? Listen, it's got to be listening to me, man. It's got to be. Because I didn't, there's no reason that I put this conversation in there. That happened. No reason I put that in there. Mm, 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 mm. Well, it slipped it on in there too. Okay. All right. Being correct. Someone tells you the way you spoke to me was disrespectful. And then my response would be, I did not intend to disrespect you. I want to understand the impact. What did I say or do that felt disrespectful? And then just go through it. I like it. I understand when I interrupted you and raised my voice, it felt as though I was dismissing you. I see that. Okay. My frustration is about the situation is not your worth, but I should have expressed it a little differently. Okay. I could do that. Oh, but this is the part I've been trying to get to right here. How can this question help me with myself? The inner critic. FOMO or FOMO, do not immediately attempt to silence the fear. Don't even do it, baby. See, first to understand the fear. Okay, what is this fear trying to protect me from? I like it. I've been doing that. I like it, but I like this question. Let's see if we got a good one in here that I haven't used yet. What opportunity am I afraid I will never receive again? That's that fear missing out. What does missing this opportunity mean to me? Am I afraid of missing the opportunity, or am I afraid of seeing someone else succeed? And that's a good thing. Because sometimes you don't think about missing the opportunity, but you sure don't want to see nobody snag it. And man, I can't believe I found that right there, man. I'm rich. You'd be like, man, I could have had that, right? Okay. Because sometimes people don't want to get it. They're too scared to get it, but then they don't want nobody else to get it. What does fearful part of me need to hear? My fear may say, if you do not act now, I will fall behind. I can respond, I understand that you're trying to protect me from regret, but not every opportunity deserves my energy. My mission determines what I pursue. That is good. That's good. Mm, mm, mm. Yes, this habit 5 connects to my FOMO. Before you can lead an emotion, you must understand what the emotion believes. It's treating the emotion like it's a person, that these emotions are like entities. Before you can lead an emotion, you must understand what the emotion believes. Use this one more question rule, which I call the Columbo. Turning my back. Oh, yeah, one more question. Okay, what else is important about this? What would a good outcome look like to you? What do you feel I have not understood yet? This is good stuff. In the evening, this is the review. Where did I listen well? Where did I become defensive? Then we're gonna do this for the next 7 days. This reviewing and asking the high level question. What does seek first to understand then to be understood mean? That was the first question. Let's see if AI can change this question up. All right. Can I become secure enough in myself that I no longer need to make every conversation begin with me? Can I become the kind of person who creates understanding before demanding agreement? We're not going to demand agreement. Can I step outside my interpretation long enough to see a larger reality? My perspective is reality. My perspective is one view of reality. Now, here goes my declaration. I am secure, curious, and a courageous listener. I do not rush to defend myself, prove myself, or correct another person before understanding their experience. I listen for facts, feelings, meanings, and needs. I can understand without surrendering my judgment. Mm. And I can disagree without disconnecting. After I understand, I communicate my truth clearly and respectfully. My goal is not merely to win conversation. My goal is to create clarity, trust, and wiser solutions. I could do that declaration. How about I'm gonna say that declaration every day for the next 7 days. Question for the week. I always try to rephrase it. What am I not yet understanding that could transform this conversation? Now, that's a good question. Can I use this question? Now we into the eight. Okay. Are you there?
If there's anything else on your mind or a different direction you'd like to go, just let me know.
Yes, I want to use this question to reach my neighbor and find a solution with him and his dog, either a collar or a privacy fence. How can I use this question to do that?
You could start by genuinely inviting your neighbor to share their experience. Ask them how they feel about their dogs roaming or the property boundary. Truly listen. When they feel heard, they'll be more open to hearing your concerns. Once they know you understand, calmly share your perspective and work together on a solution. It might be a shared fence or a different way to train or manage the dog, something you both feel good about.
Okay, so you think that I should be on a quest to get to know all of my neighbors in the neighborhood? Why have I done that before?
Well, I can't say why you haven't done it before. Life's busy, right? But now you've got a reason. Building understanding can make life smoother, especially when shared spaces or responsibilities overlap. It's not about a quest to know everyone perfectly, but even a bit of mutual understanding helps. So if this situation nudges you toward connecting more, it might enrich your neighborhood experience in ways you didn't expect.
Okay, I'll go with that. All right, so we got the question for next week. The question is seek first to understand, then to be understood. But the action on how we can do that would be this question: what am I not yet understanding that could transform this conversation? That's a good one. Peace out. Love you. Woo-hoo! That's good stuff. All right.
I just level up the stage. Levier.